Have you ever seen your dog bark at nothing, staring intently at a corner of the room as if something invisible is there? Or maybe you've watched your pet suddenly freeze, ears perked, as if they sense something you can't see or hear. These moments can be both amusing and a little unsettling, making us wonder what's really going on in their minds. Or perhaps you've noticed a flock of birds suddenly take flight, all at once as if responding to a silent alarm. There's no obvious threat, no loud noise, just a sudden, coordinated escape that leaves us puzzled. For centuries, people have noticed animals acting strangely before disasters. Horses become restless before storms, dogs whine before earthquakes, and zoo animals pace anxiously before something big happens. These stories have been passed down through generations, sparking curiosity and debate. Do animals have a secret sense? Can they detect things we can't? This mystery has fascinated humans for generations, leading us to wonder if animals are tuned into signals from the natural world that we simply miss. Ancient Greeks and Romans wrote about rats and snakes fleeing cities before earthquakes. These observations weren't just random, they were recorded in historical texts, suggesting that people have long believed animals can sense danger before it strikes. These weren't isolated events, they became part of folklore and wisdom, woven into the stories families told each other to explain the unexplainable. Across cultures, tales of animals warning humans of impending danger have become legends. Today, we use science to investigate. Are these just coincidences? Or do animals have a built-in alarm system that helps them survive? Researchers are studying animal behavior in labs and in the wild, searching for patterns and clues. We'll look at real examples, hear incredible stories from people who witnessed animals acting as early warning systems, and explore the most dramatic cases where animals seemed to know what was coming long before humans did. And we'll learn what scientists think about these abilities. Are animals picking up on subtle vibrations, changes in air pressure, or even electromagnetic signals? Or is it something even more mysterious? Can your cat predict an earthquake before you feel the first tremor? What about dogs, birds, or even insects? Do they have senses that go beyond our understanding? Should we pay attention when birds go quiet, or when the forest suddenly falls silent? Could these moments of stillness be nature's way of warning us? By the end, we'll better understand the amazing senses of animals, their ability to smell, hear, and feel things that are completely beyond our own perception. We'll see how their unique abilities help them survive and thrive in a world full of hidden dangers. We'll also consider what this means for us. Can we learn to listen to the wild, to pay attention to the subtle signals animals give us, and maybe even use their instincts to keep ourselves safe? Perhaps by observing the natural world more closely, we can reconnect with instincts we've lost. Let's dive in and uncover the truth. Our journey into the mysterious world of animal senses begins now, and you might never look at your pet, or the wild, quite the same way again. Earthquakes strike without warning, shaking the ground beneath our feet and catching entire cities off guard. These powerful natural events can cause devastation in seconds, leaving little time for people to react or escape. But what if there was a way to know an earthquake was coming, even just moments before it hit? For centuries, people have noticed that animals often seem to know before we do. Dogs bark frantically, cats hide in unusual places, and livestock become restless, sometimes hours before any tremor is felt by humans. These behaviors have sparked curiosity and led to countless stories and studies. One of the most famous examples comes from Haicheng, China, in 1975. In the days leading up to a massive earthquake, officials noticed snakes emerging from their burrows in the middle of winter, slithering across icy ground. Livestock were agitated, refusing to settle. These unusual animal behaviors caught the attention of local authorities. Acting on these signs, officials made the bold decision to evacuate the city. Just hours later, a powerful earthquake struck. Thanks to the early warning provided by the animals, thousands of lives were saved, a rare success story in earthquake history. Similar stories have emerged from around the world. In Greece, Japan, and California, people have reported apes screaming in zoos, deep-sea fish surfacing unexpectedly, and household pets panicking for no apparent reason. These reports span cultures and continents, suggesting a universal phenomenon. These aren't isolated incidents. Across the globe, animals react before earthquakes strike. From farm animals to wild creatures, their heightened senses seem to pick up on something we cannot perceive. They seem to sense something invisible to us, reacting to subtle changes in their environment that go unnoticed by humans. Their alertness is often the first sign that something is about to happen. Scientists believe animals detect tiny vibrations or low-frequency sounds that precede a quake, signals that are too faint for our senses or even our instruments to pick up. Some animals may also sense changes in the Earth's magnetic field or in the air itself. Their behavior acts as a natural alarm system, one that has evolved over millennia. While we're only beginning to understand how they do it, their instincts could one day help us develop better early warning systems for earthquakes. The consistency of these reports is compelling. Time and again, animals have shown us that they can sense danger before it arrives, often in ways that science is still working to explain. It's not just one species or one place, it's a global pattern, observed in animals from every continent and in every kind of environment, from cities to remote wilderness. Animals are responding to real physical changes in their environment, changes that we are only beginning to detect with our technology. Their reactions are a reminder of how much we still have to learn from the natural world. Their actions could be the earliest warning system we have, offering precious seconds or even minutes to prepare for disaster. By paying closer attention to their behavior, we might one day improve our own safety. Are we listening closely enough to the animals around us? Their instincts could hold the key to saving lives in the future. As we continue to explore the mysteries of animal behavior, let's look at another disaster: tsunamis. Tsunamis are among the most powerful and destructive forces of nature, capable of wiping out entire coastlines in a matter of minutes. When these massive waves surge toward land, they leave devastation in their wake, destroying homes, habitats, and lives. Yet, in the midst of such chaos, there's a remarkable phenomenon that often goes unnoticed. While humans are often caught off guard, animals seem to possess an uncanny ability to escape before disaster strikes. Time and again, reports emerge of wildlife fleeing to safety long before the first wave crashes ashore. In the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, for example, Sri Lanka's Yala National Park, home to hundreds of wild animals, saw almost no animal casualties. Elephants, leopards, deer, and many other species had already moved to higher ground, as if they sensed the impending danger. Local villagers noticed strange behavior. Dogs refused to go for their usual walks on the beach, buffaloes stampeded uphill in panic, and flamingos abandoned their nests, flying inland in large flocks. Even domestic animals seemed to sense the threat. In some cases, elephants broke free from their enclosures and carried tourists away from the coast, saving lives in the process. These extraordinary stories suggest that animals are able to detect subtle environmental changes that humans might not even notice before a tsunami arrives. Unlike people who often wait for visible signs like the ocean receding, animals act on instinct, moving quickly and decisively to safety. Scientists believe that animals may be able to sense vibrations in the ground or hear low-frequency sounds produced by underwater earthquakes, signals that precede a tsunami but are imperceptible to us. For many species, survival depends on these instincts. Mothers lead their young to safety, and entire herds move as one, guided by a shared sense of urgency. The animal kingdom's response is swift, coordinated, and unified, a testament to the power of instinct honed over generations. Animals react to signals and cues that are invisible to us, communicating danger through subtle movements and sounds. Sometimes these instincts don't just save animal lives, they save human lives too, as animals lead people away from danger or alert them to threats. But tsunamis aren't the only disasters animals can sense. What about more common threats like storms and bad weather? Next, let's explore how animals seem to know when bad weather is coming, sometimes long before we do. Animals don't just sense earthquakes and tsunamis, they also react to storms and hurricanes. Birds fly lower, gather in sheltered spots, or fall silent before storms. Bees rush back to their hives, and ants reinforce their anthills before rain. Sharks dive deeper as hurricanes approach, sensing drops in barometric pressure. These behaviors aren't random. Animals are tuned into atmospheric changes. Their survival depends on reading these subtle cues. Even tiny creatures like insects respond to shifts in humidity and pressure. Animals' instincts are a natural weather forecast. Should we pay more attention to their warnings? Let's uncover how animals sense these changes. What's their secret? How do animals sense disasters without technology? Their senses are far sharper than ours, evolved for survival. Dogs and elephants may feel tiny ground vibrations before earthquakes. Birds and sharks detect drops in barometric pressure before storms. Some animals might even smell gases released before earthquakes. It's not magic, it's biology. Animals combine hearing, smell, and touch to build a detailed picture of their environment. Their instincts are honed by millions of years of evolution. But is this fact or just folklore? Are these stories real, or just coincidence? Scientists were once skeptical, but the sheer number of reports is hard to ignore. New technology, like animal tracking devices, is helping researchers study animal behavior before disasters. Projects like the Icarus initiative track thousands of animals worldwide searching for patterns. While animals aren't predicting the future, they're reacting to real physical signals. Science is shifting from skepticism to curiosity. The goal is to identify exactly what animals sense: vibrations, pressure, or chemical changes. If we can understand their signals, we might build better warning systems. Animal instincts could inspire new technology. Let's look at some famous animal predictions from history. What can we learn from them? History is full of stories where animals sensed disaster before humans. In ancient Greece, rats and snakes fled Helike days before an earthquake destroyed the city. In 1902, animals panicked and fled before Mount Pelée erupted in Martinique. Most people ignored the warning. During World War I, soldiers' pets sensed incoming artillery before humans could hear it, giving precious seconds to take cover. Before the 2011 Japan earthquake, dogs grew agitated, and dolphins appeared in unusual places. These stories span centuries and continents. Animals' heightened senses have saved lives. These examples show the value of paying attention to animal behavior. It's ancient wisdom we shouldn't ignore. What lessons can we take for the future? Let's find out. 12. The big lesson? We need to reconnect with nature. Animals are always tuned into their environment. Their survival depends on it. By studying their reactions, we can improve our own disaster warning systems. Imagine sensors as sensitive as an elephant's feet or a shark's pressure detectors. Animal behavior can be an extra layer of safety. We should be better observers, not panic at every bark, but notice widespread, unusual animal behavior. Combine animal instincts with technology for the best protection. This topic reminds us of our limits and the wisdom of the natural world. Animals can teach us to be more aware, humble, and prepared. Let's bring it all together. So, can animals predict disasters? The answer is a cautious yes. They're not fortune tellers, but they sense real changes before we do. Their reactions are early warnings, not prophecies. We shouldn't rely solely on animal behavior, but use it alongside science and technology. Think of animals as partners in observation, an extra layer of natural intelligence. Their instincts remind us to respect the world we share. By listening to animals, we learn more about nature and how to protect ourselves. The mystery continues, but one thing is clear: the wild is always whispering if we're willing to listen. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep your eyes and ears open to the world around you.